Hi there, and thanks for joining me for this week's edition of your Wheel and Anchor weekly newsletter. We had a couple of events this past week, including our Japan Ancient and Modern webinar. This is a program that we run last year. We had a great time in Japan, and because we couldn't go this year, we postponed it till 2021. And so if you didn't get a chance to participate in that webinar and you're interested in Japan at all, then please do check out the replay and you'll find a link to that below. We also had our second virtual travel trivia, which was becoming a popular event amongst our members. So we had a great turnout for that. And at the end of the video, I'll announce who is the winner of the $100 travel voucher. But before I get into that, I just thought I'd give you a few musings about the cruise industry and what's next there as we emerge gradually from this whole pandemic situation. And I know some of our members are big cruisers. Some of them like to go, on the larger cruise ships, as well as the small cruise ships. And I think that's an important distinction to make is that not all cruising is the same. And as the industry reorganizes itself completely, there's certainly a lot of work involved in figuring out how they can accommodate cruisers again. A lot of questions come to mind, and so members have been asking me about cruising and what we can expect there, particularly since we have some cruises planned for this coming fall, some smaller cruises, some river cruises in France, and what my thoughts are on that. And so I thought we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to try a poll of the week to find out who of you would go on a cruise again once we're past all of this, once cruises are available. And big cruise lines have already indicated that some of them will start sailing again as early as the middle of June. And a lot of measures are being taken. I've read numerous articles and spoke to some of my colleagues from the cruise business about what is planned and what precautions they're going to take to make passengers feel safe aboard these ships. And of course, pre-screening before coming on board, extra double and triple sanitation measures both in the cabins and in all the public areas. They're talking about ways to allow passengers to be distanced from one another in the public areas on board ships. They're even talking about removing buffets altogether, or even reducing the capacity of some of the larger ships by as much as a third. So a lot of plans are afoot. Some of the cruise lines have made their intentions known already in terms of what they're going to do. But it still raises a lot of questions, I think. In having spoken to many of you over the last several weeks, some have said that they wouldn't take the risk for a long time to come, if ever. And I know that for many of our members, cruising isn't an option in the first place. It's not something for them. So I'm curious to know what you think. So at the bottom of the blog below, you'll find our poll. And very simple, just one question. Would you cruise again? And that assumes you've cruised before, or would you cruise at all if you haven't cruised before? I think it's a very interesting question, and again, I'd love to get your feedback. And so I'd like to announce the winner of our virtual travel trivia, which happened just this past Tuesday, and that is Diane Green from Gabriola Island in British Columbia. Congratulations, Diane. You got 24 out of 25 questions correct, which I think is a terrific result. They certainly weren't easy questions. And so you are the winner of a $100 travel voucher, good for any Wheel and Anchor trip in the future. So if you'd like to join us, we'll be doing the travel trivia again on June the 16th. We had questions like, what is the driest desert in the world, which of course is the Atacama Desert down in South America? And what's the largest wine producing region by volume in France, which of course is Bordeaux? And if those are the kind of things that interest you, then we'd love to have you join us for our next virtual travel trivia again on June the 16th. You can register for that in the link below. Then next week, week after next on June the 9th, we'll be featuring a webinar on our newest destination, which is Ireland, the Emerald Isle. And I've put together a wonderful program that stops in 3 of the most important parts of Ireland. yeah, so come join us and learn all about that. So with greetings from here in semi-sunny Thailand, I look forward to catching up with you again next week.